Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Who's here tonight? Who's here? Let's see. Let's see. Tracy, you're here first? Well, hello. Big love to you in Hong Kong. Thanks for joining, Tracy. Joyce, hello. How are you, Joyce? You're good? Joyce is saying hello to everyone as well. Molly, hi, Molly. Thank you for joining. Oh, wow. Bonjour. Sully Steel Structures. Thank you. This is the sponsor of the show. And I want to thank you for joining. Losha, thank you for joining in beautiful California. Hope everything's going well for you out there. Christine, thank you for joining. Hello. So, I want to thank you and I want to let you know that if you are in need of a steel structure, please contact Sully Steel Structures, as you can see. And I'm so happy to be in the good company of such a wonderful, wonderful corporation. T. Witten, hello. Hello in Reno, Catherine. It's snowing in Reno. Oh, nice. De Money Honey, hello. Thanks for joining. Betty is here. We've been having fun, Betty, haven't we? Thank you, Betty. Alice, hello from Eastern Washington. Nice. Wow. June, oh my, this has been a long time. We've been seeing you. You showed up another time within the last 2 weeks, right? So nice to see you again. Hey, Nixon, hello. Hello. Lisa, hello, Lisa, over in the UK. Really nice. You're over in the next day. You're in the future, right? Hello, Monica. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Tam. Thank you for joining. So we have a doozy tonight, right? Want to talk about some things like, maybe some up-to-date newsy items, even though I want to talk about Lia Thomas. We'll get a little update on the Ghislaine Maxwell show trial, as it's starting to look like, right? And we will see what's going on. Hello, Shirley. Well, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. So, who knows about this particular issue, Lia Thomas? Are you all aware of this controversy? LOL. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad. This is nice. Yes. So, has anybody heard about this Lia Thomas issue? It is a mess. Okay. I had heard a little bit about it. And if you pay attention to Olympic sports, we had the controversy with the women's weightlifting, right? Yeah. Okay, we're going to go in right now. And yeah, it is not so good. Not so good for the girls. We're taking big L's, okay? Big L's for the girls. But I have an unpopular opinion. I'll share it, of course. I'll ease it in and you can let me know what you think about it. I welcome all fact checkers. I like you as long as you're nice when you fact check me. You don't call me names. Ad hominem attacks are not welcomed, but I love to be fact checked and I welcome it because I don't know everything. Okay. So I welcome you fact checkers. Okay. So please go into the chatmosphere. If I say something that isn't correct, go ahead and correct me, okay? Because we do this as this is a group project, okay? We are family. We are just trying to figure this thing out. We went to the beach and we got in the water and the wave just tumbled us around and we're trying to find out how to swim up so we can get out of this, what do you call it? Concoction, okay? That's what's happened. You're mad, Monica. Oh no, you're starting out mad. Go get a snack, Monica. Go get a snack. Something will make you happy and come back. Okay. I don't want you to be mad right off the bat. Okay. Okay, Monica, go. Monica's gonna go get a snack. Okay. Something like go get a what's a good snack that makes you happy? Go get one. Okay. I have blueberry tea right here. with a little lemon. Take me a little sip. It's a little tart, but I like it that way. I put a little too much lemon in it. Okay, so Lia Thomas is making waves, should I say? My corny humor. Lia Thomas is making waves, okay? Leah is swimming in the tears of women right now. And I have to say, gals, I'm going to give us a little bit of a thrashing, okay? Because I try to be balanced and fair, okay? I'm not just all for the girls. When we blow it and when we mess up, we got to be honest, okay? We've got to be honest, okay? Because I'm going to put this squarely at our feet. This L. Okay? So I'm not going to be popular with this opinion, but I want to see if it's at least somewhat on the, like, am I way out in the deep end, or am I kind of somewhere in the safe zone? So you all will let me know, because I'm not feeling it for what we have done. Let's see. Nixon is saying men have more muscle mass, even on hormones. Men also have a higher lung capacity. This truly makes no sense. Thank you, Nixon. Okay, it's hard to argue with objective truth. I know that we live in a world where I can tell you that the sky is purple because I feel like it's purple, and you have to respect how I feel. There is no objective truth in this upside down world that we are in, this society. And when you do try to say that there is objective truth, you're a racist. And you're a something phobe, right? You're afraid of something. You're a homophobe, you're a racist, you're a, what are the other things that we get called? You're a QAnon, you're a Q-tard. We get called so many names when we agree with objective truth, black and white. But go ahead and let's yes, there you go. Monica says feminism came full circle. You're in my head right now, Monica. It came full circle. Now the men are better at being women. There you are, everybody. She wins the prize. That's it right there, Monica. It's like the Ouroboros, girls. We have become what we hate the most. And it's an irony, okay? So this is it right here. Feminism has come full circle. It's now a clown show. And the men are better at being women than we are. We're just birthing people. Isn't that what they call us, birthing people? And that might not even be able, to be used as much, because that's going to make somebody feel bad. We can't make people feel bad, okay, in this current thing that we're conundrum. So, okay, let's just talk about Lia Thomas for a minute. For those that don't know about Leah, I'm going to let you hear her, him, them, pronouns. I don't know what her pronouns are. She, him, they, them. I don't know. This is where we are right now. We are walking on landmines because you can't say things. You have to go by the pronouns. And Leah is now competing as a woman. Okay, University of Pennsylvania, shame on you, shame on you. I'm from Philadelphia and I take issue with the University of Pennsylvania. We've always heard that the Ivy League is so fabulous, and smart people go to Ivy League schools. So let's go ahead and listen to Leah. Hello, Karen Scott. Circles are full and full are circles. Good evening. Hello, Philo Bobcat. Hello. Thank you for joining. Hello, Linda. How are you? Oh my goodness. I love it. This is great. So let's just hear from Leah out of Leah's own mouth. So the podcast is called Rebel News, and Rebel News is going to ask Leah a question, and let's hear how Leah answers the question.
Or what you think standards should look like for a trans woman competing in female athletics?
Yeah, I do have some thoughts. I don't know if you're familiar, but the IOC recently released a new set of guidelines for inclusion on transgender and intersex athletes. And I think the guidelines they set forward are very good and do a very good job of promoting inclusivity while keeping competitional integrity going, where the IOC guidelines are that each sport basically has to come up with eligibility criteria for what constitutes an unfair advantage in that given sport. And then everybody is able to compete in the category they're most comfortable with, unless there's a proven unfair advantage that they have. And this does a very good job of including trans women and not invading anybody's privacy or making anyone feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I think those guidelines are very good.
Okay. Did anybody understand him or he, she, them? Did anyone understand that person? Because I'm like you, Christine. Huh? It was a whole lot of words and they were salady. I wanted to get some salad dressing. Hello, perfect love. Greetings. Yes, let's have a lively conversation, okay? My, oh my, it was a whole lot of words there, okay? So, Leah, for people that do not know who Leah is and what is the big deal about Leah right now, we're going to go ahead and tell you a little bit as if you didn't know who Leah was, okay? So, Leah is, I'll go into a U of Penn, transgender. University of Pennsylvania transgender swimmer sparks outrage by shattering women's records. This is from the New York Post I'm reading, okay? So Lia Thomas is a 22-year-old transgender swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania, has been shattering women's records at the school. Before her transition, she competed for 3 years at Penn as a man named Will Thomas. At a meeting including Princeton and Cornell on November 20th, Thomas had 1.43.47 time in the 200 meter freestyle and 4 minutes and 6 seconds in the 500 meter freestyle. These times were records for Penn and would have placed Thomas second and third respectively in the NCAA Women's Championships, according to a website named Outkick. It is unknown when Thomas transitioned from male to female, but the swimmer competed as a man as recently as November 2019. NCAA rules mandate, don't we love that word, mandate, at least 1 year of testosterone suppression treatment to be eligible to compete as a woman. Okay. Thomas is the co-chair of the UPenn's club Non-Cis. Yeah. And swimming, says Thomas, is a huge part of my life and who I am. I've been a swimmer since I was 5 years old. The process of coming out as being trans and continuing to swim was a lot of uncertainty and unknown around an area that usually is really solid. Realizing I was trans threw that into question, sorry. Was I going to keep swimming? What did that look like? Being trans has not affected my ability to do this sport, and being able to continue is very rewarding. As is always the case in stories like this, there is a lot of controversy. There is a lot of controversy. Can you imagine controversy at this time, you silly people? How could it possibly be controversial? So the article continues and says about the fairness of people who are born as men competing as women. Can you imagine we're having this conversation? Okay, America. Well, of course, women's sports are being smashed, tweeted Chicago-based sports performance coach Lisa Blade. Leah competed as male for the first 3 years in the NCAA. This is not right. We need to return to sex-based sports, sex not gender, to preserve fairness for female athletes. The Daily Mail documented a number of other social media users who felt similarly. This past June, the Department of Justice argued that laws in Arkansas and West Virginia barring athletes who were born as men from competing in women's sports were unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. The United States has a significant interest in ensuring that all students, including students who are transgender, can participate in an educational environment free of unlawful discrimination, said DOJ. All right. Also, this past June, New Zealand weightlifter Laurel Hubbard, who was born Gavin Hubbard and transitioned in 2012, was selected for the country's team. In a post-op-ed, writer Bethany Mandel argued that this defied science and fairness. In May, a Gallup poll found that 62% of Americans respondents, today reading, believe that transgender athletes should only be permitted to compete in sports that correspond with their gender at birth. So, what do you think about that? Let's see what you're saying. Let's go up, up, up. Lisa said that's a load of gonads. You guys are funny. Oh yeah, we're in a quandary, everyone. We are in a quandary. Hello, Helen. Hi, Jen. Oh, happy to see you. Thank you. Hey, Peg, what are you saying? You are not allowed in sports. You are not allowed in sports to use steroids. This is steroids on steroids. That's a good point, because these are technically steroids, right? Hormonals. Yeah, these hormone type of blocking agents. And let's see, Karen is saying she was born as a man. It doesn't make it fair. It doesn't make it fair competition. Yes. Can we create a separate Special Olympics for these? It's no offense to special. That's what some people are saying, that they should just have a different category. It's not about hatred of transgendered people. And one thing that I do like about this whole issue is that gay people and transgendered people, they do not think that this is fair. So this is a real issue that we have a lot of like unity around, because anybody that's fair minded would see that it's definitely not fair to girls, women, and who wants to win by any means. Like, that is so narcissistic. So let me also read something by Outkick, okay? This is something that was written. Outkick exclusive. Penn trans swimmers teammates speak out as Lia Thomas smashes more records, okay? While University of Pennsylvania transgender swimmer Lia Thomas, who spent 3 years at the Ivy League school swimming as a male. Now, I want you all to know this person swam as a male named Will for 3 years. So has been busy smashing female pool records. Friction has been building within the team. According to a Penn female swimmer who said she feared for her ability to find employment after graduating from college for sharing her honest opinion about a transgender teammate. For that reason, Outkick is granting her anonymity to speak out. That is ridiculous. This woman is scared that she will be on a blacklist and not be employed by sharing how she feels. We are living in very crazy times. That's just okay. I'll go back to the article. Thomas's latest round of swimming record destruction came at a 3-day meet in Akron, Ohio, where numerous pool, meet, and program records weren't just destroyed, but lowered to a point where they may never be broken. Friday, the Ivy League 500 freestyle record was broken. Saturday, Thomas set the nation's best time. Do you hear that? The nation's best time in the 200 freestyle, which also destroyed pool, meet, and Penn program records. In the 1650 freestyle, Thomas didn't just win and set new program pool and meet records. It was total annihilation. Penn's Anna Kaladadzi finished in second place, 38 seconds behind Thomas. Pretty much everyone individually has spoken to our coaches about not liking this. Our coach, Mike Schnur, just really likes winning. He's like most coaches. I think secretly everyone just knows it's the wrong thing to do, the female Penn swimmer said during a phone interview. When the whole team is together, we have to be like, oh my gosh, go Leah. That's great. You're amazing. It's very fake, she added. Needless to say, 2021 has been a huge change for the Penn women's swimming team compared to where the program was in 2019 and the early part of 2020 before CV 1984 caused the shutdown of the program for the 2020 season. Members of the team were first alerted to the forthcoming change in 2019 when Thomas, who was second team All Ivy League as a male during the 2018-19 season, announced that he would be going through the transition that would allow him to compete as a woman under NCAA's transgender policy. The NCAA's policy on transgender athletes states a trans female treated with testosterone suppression medication may continue to compete on a men's team, but may not compete on a women's team without changing it to a mixed team status until completing 1 year of testosterone suppression treatment. So you all see you have to be within a 1-year window of testosterone suppression treatment to be able to compete on a woman's team. Okay, just so you know, that's NCAA, everybody. A trans male who has received a medical exemption. Wow, they're giving medical exemptions for this. Look at that, everybody. For treatment with testosterone is no longer eligible to compete on a women's team without changing that team status to a mixed team. Fast forward to fall of 2021. Penn is 5 meets and an invitational into the season, and the school now has a legitimate contender for NCAA titles in the prestigious freestyle category. Olympic heroes Missy Franklin and Katie Ledecky hold NCAA records that Thomas could own by the end of 2021. Oh, wow. The Ivy League is not a fast league for swimming. So that's why it's particularly ridiculous that we could potentially have an NCAA champion. That's unheard of coming from the Ivy League, Thomas's teammate explained. On paper, if Lia Thomas gets back down to Will Thomas's best times, those numbers are female world records, faster than all the times Katie Ledecky went in college, faster than any Olympian you can think of. His times in 3 events are female world records. Okay? So, can Leah duplicate the time put up by Will Thomas after at least a year of testosterone suppression? The teammate who spoke out to Outkick doesn't think it's out of the question based on what she saw from Thomas in November and early December. 1 year doesn't mean anything. What about the years of puberty as a male? The male growth you went through as a man, the teammate asked. In a study published in the December 2020 edition of the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers found that the 1-year waiting period used by the NCAA and other athletic organizations is inadequate. For the Olympic level, the elite level, I'd say probably 2 years is more realistic than 1 year. Lead author Dr. Timothy Roberts from Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri, told NBC News. At 1 year, the trans woman on average still have an advantage over the cis woman. Roberts gathered the data while studying the athletic performance of men and women in the Air Force, who were required to go through physical readiness tests. Researchers reviewed test records and medical records of 29 trans men and 46 trans women. We compared pre- and post-hormone fitness test results of the trans women and trans men with the average performance of all women and men under the age of 30 in the Air Force between 2004 and 2014. We also measured the rate of hormone-associated changes in body composition and athletic performance, the author stated. The average age of the participants was 26 years old. Prior to gender-affirming hormones, trans women performed 31% more push-ups and 15% more sit-ups in 1 minute and ran 1.5 miles 21 times faster than their female counterparts. After 2 years of taking feminizing hormones, the push-ups and sit-ups differences disappeared, but trans women were still 12% faster, the study states. So if Thomas has such an advantage in the pool, as suggested by the 2020 study, why don't Penn swimmers organize some sort of protest and scream from the rooftops that this is unfair? There are a bunch of comments on the internet about how these girls are just letting this happen. They should just boycott or protest. At the end of the day, it's an individual sport. If we protest it, we're only hurting ourselves because we're going to miss out on all that we've been working for, Thomas's female teammate said. But she added that something needs to be done to protect biological women who fought for equal playing field in collegiate athletics. I'll finish reading. It's not that much. Hang on, everybody. How are you doing? I'm going to read a little bit more. I hope you're not getting mad. You know what? I'm going to be maybe unpopular. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking after this, okay? Okay, I'm just going to finish this up. One person who has been fighting to find a solution to transgender versus biological women playing field is Donna Di Verona, who made the 1960 U.S. swim team as a 13-year-old and went on to become a gold medalist at the 1964 Games before going to work as an advocate for women in sports. She has spent her adult life fighting for and defending Title IX. Okay, that's something that comes up a lot, Title IX. Okay, are you all familiar with Title IX? Anybody? You know about the Title IX that, allowed for girls to play sports and so let me just finish up. We could read Title IX if you want. You just tell me. Okay, so in June, she explained to Fox News's Chris Wallace that there needs to be a middle ground without banning transgender athletes from competing. We need clear thinking and policies so we don't demonize women athletes who want to protect their space or transgender athletes who want a home and get the values from competing on the field of play, Di Verona told Wallace. I'm not in favor of the bans and legislation sweeping the country to ban transgender individuals in sports altogether, but I think we need policies. We're in an emerging environment where we have to think carefully and not rush to judgment too quickly. While the sports policymakers are busy figuring out what those future rules look like to protect the space that biological women have fought for, members of the Penn's women's team are left trying to make sense of what is becoming their sport in 2021 and what the future might look like. When I have kids, I kind of hope they're all boys, because if I have any girls that want to play sports in college, good luck. Their opponents are all going to be biological men saying that they're women, Thomas's teammate told Outkick. Right now, we have one. But what if we have 3 on the team? There'd be at least 3 less girls competing. Okay, what do you think about that, everyone? I want to tell you that at the swim meets, what the teams are saying is that when Leah comes in first, nobody, like, it's quiet in the stands. The people that are there to watch the meet, they don't cheer for Leah. Can you imagine being there? But when the woman comes in second, everybody erupts in cheering. And it was said that Leah was bragging about how fast she was competing. She was bragging about winning. And she was also saying, like, oh, that was nothing. I didn't really even have to put up much effort. So what I want to say is that we're in a culture where, and this is what I brought up before, it's a generational thing. I see this again. I'm from Gen X, and then we got the baby boomers. This is another harvest of what we have allowed to happen, because we had warning of this. We had warnings that this was happening. And before I go on, I want to just let you all know that if you need a steel structure, here you are. You contact Celie Steel Structures. Okay. And, I just want to say that this is also about bread and circus, because I've had to think about, like, I'm not really into sports, but I don't, I know people love them and that's their whole life. But our country is so obsessed, it seems, with bread and circus. And now we have games. Everything is games. You got the gamers, and that's a big thing. And I'm just saying, like, look at where we are today. We have people that literally are competing and winning and blowing away records. And this is not going to stop, because the thing is the University of Pennsylvania, shame on you. They said that Leah is going nowhere. So the university is fully invested in Leah and is not concerned about the women on the team. They don't care about their feelings. They don't care about anything. It's protection of the transgender athlete. So I just think that this is what bread and circus gets us. If we put this much into sports, what do we expect? This is where we are now. We're going to have to reevaluate everything, because there's no going back. Because think about it this way: how are they going to tell Leah that she can't swim, or anybody that comes after her? They're not going to be able. All they're doing is doubling down now. They're doubling down. And the women on the team can't even speak openly about how they feel. They're speaking in anonymity for fear of being called a transphobic and being shut down. So they can't even speak up. The coach is not going to speak up, because the coach wants to win. It's all about winning. Hey, Roxanne, what are you saying? Roxanne. I'm going to stop doing that. Do you not like when I do that, Roxanne? Roxanne is saying the testosterone doesn't change the bone structure. Thank you. Leah has wide shoulders, which is a benefit for swimmers. Completely unfair. Thank you. Exactly. Hey there, memory keeper. This Leah person is so selfish. Exactly. But you know what, memory keeper? We have created this. This is part of the harvest of what we have done. We have told the children that merit is not important. It's how you feel. Everybody gets an award. I told you that story. I sat in my daughter's awards assembly, and I wanted to pull every hair out of my head and my eyebrows, because I had to sit there and watch every child get an award for some made up merit. And the valedictorian is now the person that they clown, and now what do we expect? This is the harvest, everyone. This is the harvest. What are you saying, Bobcat? The metal push of a male is unbelievable. There you are. And and this is what I want to say about women. I know that I stepped on some toes like a few months ago when I talked about women in the area of the military. Now, I want to tell you, women that went into the military and fought and served the country, I respect you and I thank you for your service. But I have to say, at the same time, Come on. We cannot do the same boot camp that men can. If you are a woman that served in the military and you went through the exact same boot camp as the men, please let us know, because we want to honor you for that, because that's amazing, okay? That's not to take away from a woman serving, but I'm just saying that there are differences. We have to be honest. We can't continue to play this game with reality. Linda is saying there are still athletes that out of college can't read. Yeah, I know, right? There are children now in high school that are going into college with, they don't have the reading skills, they don't have the math skills. They have to take remedial classes when they go to college. Did you all know that they have remedial classes in colleges? Because education is not what's focused on. It's all of this social justice stuff that's going on. What did the former president, say about everything woke turns to what? Let's see. Betty is saying, more the team wins, the better the coach looks and climbs the ladder in coaching. Yeah, so it's about winning. T. Witten, bread or money, circus or bearded lady. Oh gosh, there you are. Evil dwells in the universities. Yeah. Tracy says, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what are we going to do? At this point, the monster has been created. It has left the laboratory, and it is stomping in our cities. So who's going to rein in this monster? How is that going to happen at this point? Hey Adam, how you doing? I think it should just apply for physical combat sports. Yeah, I mean, I think that, okay, if a transgendered athlete wants to compete, there should be a category for transgender athletes. Is that a crazy idea, where they compete against each other in their respective categories, but not on a women's or man's team if they are transgender? I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Exactly. Winning equals money. Yeah, I mean, it's the money, right? So this is the athlete that we are talking about. This is Leah, who was Will just 2019. And the thing about university environments, I told you guys that I worked at Columbia University's school called Barnard when I lived in New York. So one of the things about Barnard, it is extremely liberal. I was not used to being in such a hyper liberal environment. Like when I would go down the hallways, everything on the, like, you know, the billboards that you see, the students have like activities that are posted up. Every billboard was obsessive about rape. Date rape. Everything was date rape. You would think date rape happened a lot more than it does. Now, I'm not trying to like say it doesn't happen, but if you were to look at the bulletin boards, you would think that it was happening every second of the day. Like, it was just like the feminism was off the chart. Absolutely off the chart. And I was just amazed because I did not know how the environment at most universities were, especially in the elite universities, these Ivy League universities. Unbelievable. So, you know, this is, ladies, this is squarely, I'm putting this one squarely at our feet. Okay. And the women's groups, the feminists, they need to come forward on this. So we cannot really expect the men to fight this battle again, this is another issue that, okay, I'm going to tell you another one that this is where I right here, this right here. Do you all know who this is? This is, if anybody is the, what do you call it? Like the harbinger, it's this woman right here. Anybody know who she is? Let's see. Drop it in. Drop it in. She did this. Yep. I don't see anybody giving her name. This is Gloria Steinem. Okay. So Gloria Steinem, a lot of people, I don't think it's really conspiracy. No, it's not Angela Davis, Roxanne, the other woman with her. That woman is, actually, I have to look up her name. Can somebody look it up for me? Please, fact checkers, look up Betty. Yeah. What is her name? Is it Betty? What is the black woman's name in the picture with her? But Gloria Steinem, I don't think that this is at all a conspiracy, but she was sent in by the CIA alphabet. Let's see if my reception will get fuzzy now that I said that. Anyway, it has come out. It's been declassed that, like, Gloria, you said Foxy Brown. No, Tracy Wu said Foxy Brown. No, I'll have to look her name up. I forget her name right now, but I think she had a lot to do with the Me Too people. I think she's part of the Me Too kind of situation, right? But yeah, Gloria Steinem, CIA operative, was put up to destroying the family, okay? So basically, she comes in with this feminist ideology, and it takes the woman out of her perspective. I believe in boundaries. Boundaries keep us safe. Now, women did not want to be barefoot in the kitchen raising the babies, right? Didn't want to do that. But would rather be out in the work field, fighting in a man's world, okay? Wearing power suits and climbing the corporate ladder. The 80s was filled with movies and entertainment that made you think that it was so awesome to be a working woman. We had 9 to 5, remember? With Dolly Parton and all those guys. We had all these things, power suits with the big, what are they? The big pads, shoulder pads. Oh, wow. Thank you, Nixon. Look at that. Nixon coming through. That's her name. Dorothy Pittman Hughes. You could look her up. She was used, okay? And I'll say things that are unpopular. This is my opinion. Black women are used as the mules and the muscle for these kind of movements. A la the feminists, the third, fourth wave feminist movement. They use black women as the muscle. Okay. Gloria Steinem used this black woman who was not a victim. She was happy to be used as a mule. And I said it. I can say it because you're not going to tell me I'm racist. That's why we all have to call out our groups. Okay. So black women, we're taking this L. Women in general, we're taking this L. But black women have to wake up to the trick bag that we are used as the muscle, the tools, the mules, the water carriers for people like Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem told women, you don't need a man, right? So you got that sassy, I don't need a man. I could do it all by myself, right? But she's not in the ghetto with you while you're on your food stamps trying to raise your kids with your 5 baby daddies. You know what she's doing? She's living in the posh suburb, married. Gloria Steinem, married, with the picket fence and the golden retrievers. Okay? But she led you to believe that you could do it all by yourself because you're a tool. Gloria Steinem. She had a magazine called Ms. Magazine, right? So she is an enemy of women. And any woman who would consider themselves a feminist and go along with that ideology, and you have no problem with the fact that girls have fought to be included in sports. Little girls are now going to waste their time even getting involved in sports. If I had a little girl at this point, I would discourage her from even getting into sports at this point. But all the work that's been fought for girls to play sports, it's all for nothing now. It's the Ouroboros of feminism. It has eaten its own tail, and it's not going to get any better if women don't stop it. So all the little girls who want to be on these sports teams and break records and win trophies and medals, it's ruined now by feminism. Third, fourth, I don't know what wave feminism this is. How ironic that it's a wave. I'd say this is the dead wave, the tsunami wave of feminism. The women have become what they hate. They are now the toxic masculinity. They've become toxic masculinity, and they're harming women and girls. Isn't the irony unbelievable that it's women wanting to be men and wanting to enter men's spaces so much, fighting to push their way into men's spaces, that now the men are better at being women than the women? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It is the Ouroboros. And that is because when we leave our station, when we leave our boundaries, boundaries are set for your safety. But we got to push against all boundaries. And this is where we are today now. There is no objective truth. It's only about how I feel. I identify as a tomato. I identify as a pineapple. Well, guess what? I identify as fully jabbed. Yeah, because I have this conspiracy theory that God Almighty, my creator, gave me an immune system that fights things. So I identify as fully jabbed. Will they identify and recognize that? Will I be granted the same type of respect that Leah will gets? I'm just curious. So this is where we are, girls. Look at what's happened. You know how I said sex trafficking of children will only stop when women stop it? Because women are the ones that allow it to happen, because they groom and recruit children. Children trust women. So look at how a woman leaving her place, her station as the protector of the children. Look at how now our children are harmed. Look at the girls now playing sports. They're crying. Leah is swimming in all those tears and doesn't care. Leah is laughing at all those females, those girls, those women that she is competing against. She's bragging about it. Imagine the team morale. It doesn't even matter. You might as well not even show up now. Leah's going to take all the medals and laugh at you. Hey, Foxes on Mushrooms, how are you? Thanks for joining. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, when is this going to stop? It's going to stop when women stand up and say, we've had enough of this. And we get back to our stations. And we man our stations. Look at that, how we woman our stations. Maybe somebody does need to get back in the kitchen. Is that so bad? Raylene, I love it when you get fired up. I'm just saying, what's so bad about getting in the kitchen? What's so bad about raising your own children? What's so bad about being married to a man who wants to provide? What's so bad about that? You're not missing anything in these companies. I've worked in corporate America. Hey, it sucks. It really sucks to work in corporate America. I worked in big pharma. And the women that wanted to climb, they couldn't understand why I did not want to climb the corporate ladder. I had friends that used to criticize me because if I messed up something, I would say, yeah, I messed that up. One of my feminist corporate girlfriends, she told me, don't ever admit that you did anything wrong. Don't ever say you're sorry and that you were wrong. She learned how to navigate by never admitting that she was wrong. I couldn't play by those rules. I didn't like it. I didn't like being in the headquarters of that corporation. And all the women, when you're traveling, everybody's bragging about their nannies. Their nannies. Can you imagine women bragging about nannies? And they treat the nannies like dirt. But that gives you oh, wow, you've got an extra pad on your shoulder, your power suit, because you treat a nanny bad. What the heck, women? We take this L, right? We take this L. I know a woman who had two nannies. She had a mother and a daughter. They were from Asia. They were immigrants. She treated them so bad. One day, they had a day off because they lived there. They were live-in nannies. One day, they said they were going to the mall. And guess what? They never came back. And she would cycle through nannies. She couldn't get a nanny. She couldn't keep a nanny, cycling through them. That's pretty bad when your nannies say they're going to the mall and never show up, never return. Yeah, I lived in New York City. I would see the nannies, all those Jamaican women on the subway with those kids that lived on Park Avenue and everywhere. And they'd have to discipline those brats. And that was probably the only discipline these kids ever got. And they loved those nannies. You could see it. They respected those women. Those Jamaican women are real strict too. But that's all you see in New York City. Am I lying, New Yorkers? So this is a L for women. This is an L for women. Period. This is what I'm saying. I don't care about being popular, but this is where men, you could sit down, you could sit this one out. The girls have done this, okay? The girls have done this. We've messed up. And we're going to have to fix this. And we're going to have a safe place that these women that are on this team, they should be able to speak up against Lia Thomas breaking all these records. They shouldn't fear that they won't have employment. L for what? L for losers. We're losing Avenging Scapegoat. We're losing our ability to be feminine, to be women. They want to call us birthing people. Birthing people. I already did the thing about the guy he's receiving a womb and he's going to be impregnated to give birth to a baby. So you're going to have a man, someone born a man, give birth with a womb. Hey, 8 winds. 8 wind is timeless. Greetings. So I'm just saying, like, why can't these women on the team speak up about how they feel? They're crying. The morale is in the toilet. Where are the feminists? Where are they? I just want to know. You said they're going to try to help have a baby. Yeah, well, the guy, I did a live stream about it. He's receiving a womb. And yeah, he's going to have a baby. That's insensitive to women who can't bear children. I know, right? And my question was, where is he getting the wombs? Where are these wombs coming from? That was like one of my main questions. That's really disturbing. But yeah, there we are. We're at that place now. And you know, like I said, you have the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Just to give a quick update on that. Okay, so the prosecution rested their case, basically. They brought forth four witnesses, the Jane Does, right? They gave them anonymity, and they basically brought only 4, not Virginia Giuffre, who was the one that had all of the receipts. What did they do? They had a couple of pilots, a butler. We had already heard about the butler that died mysteriously. He already gave testimony. So they brought another butler and pilots. And then the 4 women, they basically treated them like they were prostitutes while they were little girls, while they were children. Children cannot be prostitutes. So we can't allow people to use these terms and give that to children. So they treated them as if all they wanted was money. Well, that's what Ghislaine and her rich friends prey on poor people. So these are girls from broken homes. And so if you dangle this materialism in front of them, what else are they going to know? I'm not faulting them. If Ghislaine, pulls up in a fancy sports car and she has this British accent, she was able to cast a spell on these children, and they looked up to her. She knew what she was doing. She was grooming them. Again, a woman predator who's putting children in harm's way. And you see her friend here, Lorraine Powell Jobs. That happens to be the widow of Steve Jobs. Yeah, the Apple guy. So that's her good friend. And Laureen happens to be the owner of the Atlantic magazine. So the Atlantic ran a hit piece last week, and they basically said that the whole human or sex trafficking of children is just a big fake thing. We're just making it up. We're just like Q-tards, right? We're Pizzagate Q-tards. So they want to make anybody who is concerned about children seem like a crazy conspiracy lunatic tinfoil hat wearer. Oh, by the way, speaking of tinfoil, did you all know that when Galen was on the lam, when they couldn't find her, do you know that she put tinfoil on her cell phone? Did anybody know that? Speaking of tinfoil, she had tinfoil wrapped around her cell phone when they found her. Kind of like odd. But I just want to say, they didn't bring people like Loren Pal Jobs, right? The prosecution. They didn't bring, who else? Prince Andrew, who doesn't have sweat glands. They didn't bring Clinton, both Clintons. It's a whole laundry list of people that they didn't bring. The prosecution. So now, basically, they've rested their case. So the defense is planning on bringing 35 or more witnesses. Some of them are from out of the country, which we were told that Virginia Giuffre couldn't come because she was out of the country. So how are they bringing defense witnesses from out of the country? So I know a lot of you, we already knew that this was going to be a sham, a show. I know you have lots of theories on what's going on. A lot of people have their theories. And I love to read your theories. I do believe in justice, ultimate justice. So these people can thumb their nose at what they've done to children. And again, children to me are the most unprotected people on the planet. And it takes women to step up to protect children. Because I'm going to keep repeating this. Sex trafficking of children is only allowed because women allow it. And it will stop when women stop it. And it is the same with this situation with Lia Thomas. It's going to take women to stop that madness. Guess what? Pull your kids out of the sports, period. Pull them out of sports. Don't make money for these schools. Don't go to their events. Boycott all of it. If women were really on the same page and really for children, that's the kind of stuff we'd have to do. Pull your boys out of sports too. Everybody, let sports go down the drain. All the money that's made on sports, bread and circus anyway, we could redirect it. So, I just want to say, I really absolutely put this at the foot of women. And, it's sort of like what they call, have you ever heard the term stolen valor? Stolen valor is where people take, I guess they create a narrative. They've never served in the military or done any heroic thing, but they will pretend that they served and they will get benefits. They'll tell stories that they made up about their war efforts and heroic things. And it's called stolen valor. And that's what a lot of this is. It's just stolen valor. So what Leah is doing is winning at all cost. I don't know how Leah, as a human being, regardless of whatever, she, he, whatever feels like, whatever pronouns, how does Leah lay her head down on her pillow at night, having stolen victory, stolen valor? How do you live with yourself? And that's the case with a lot of sports records. We're finding out that a lot of it's rigged, right? A lot of the athletes have juiced up. So these records are not even real. What is real? We don't even know what's real anymore. But the thing is that our society has been infiltrated so much that it's a joke. Meanwhile, China, they're not allowing any of this, by the way. They do not allow men to even dress like women. They have cracked down. Have you all heard about that? They've cracked down on a lot of this stuff. So they're making sure their society is tightened up right now. They're getting real serious. They've messed up the balance of the genders, by aborting so many girls and adopting girls out, so they don't have a lot of women for their men. But they're getting very serious about it. So this is what they do. Marxists, communists, they infiltrate a society like America because they knew that they couldn't take us over any other way but to infiltrate and to go into the ideology. So they attack us because we're a free society. They get into our universities and all kinds of things in our curriculum and the social fabric of our country. And they have started all these color revolutions, color wars. It's not just China. I mean, this is you can name all the people, all the alphabet agencies, the Mossad, the CIA, the FBI, the this, the that, the Rothschilds, the this ones, the that ones, right? This is how they've infiltrated America. We're a joke right now. They're just laughing at us. We're busy arguing about how Leah can break records in a women's sport. Are you serious? That's ridiculous. You said China has stopped flossing. Have they? They've stopped. Yeah, they're getting serious right now. 8Win. They're getting real serious from what I hear. They're coming down on you can't be feminine and be a man. They're really tightening that up. Meanwhile, I don't know if you heard about this. I talk about Morehouse College. Morehouse, which is a black man's school in Atlanta. They had an issue where the boys were coming to college in high heel shoes, okay, in stilettos, going to class. This is an all men's college. And guess who is fighting for them to be able to do it? Their mothers, their single mothers. Again, like I said, I'm putting this at the doorstep of women. So you would see single mothers coming out and saying that their son should be able to wear his stilettos to his college classes. They have since gotten very strict about the dress code at Morehouse College. But I don't know if you knew about that. You can look it up where the students were coming to classes in stilettos. So women, I'm just going to say this feminism has destroyed the fabric of our nation. And it will be women that have to roll it back. Roll it back. Because we are the ones that we give culture to the baby. We're the ones that we give culture, right? Am I wrong, fact checkers? It's the mother, it's the women in the family that transmit culture to that baby. So if we're the ones that transmit culture, then we're going to have to correct the culture. It's going to have to be the women. You agree? So that's all I want to say right now is that, you know, this is an issue of women having to take this back before they double down. And it's just completely, it is already, it's just completely crazy. But we have to take it back some kind of way. If we have to move to different places to get out of these places, I don't know. I just hope that the people that want to do it can do it. It's not funny, but I live in Atlanta and I miss the Morehouse stiletto scene. I would, yeah, look it up. I'm telling you. I watched MJ, I watched women give interviews and they were supportive of their sons, women, mothers, but they were all single mothers, all single mothers. So again, it's that breakdown of the fabric of the family that the cultural social Marxists, this is what they do. This is their playbook. This is the Black Lives Matter playbook on their website. They said that's what they wanted to do. They have since, of course, changed a lot of that because we got onto them that was what they were up to. They wanted to transform the family, break it down. That's socialism. That's cultural Marxism. So that's where they go first, is they destroy the family unit. And they use the woman. They use the women to do it. Hence, Gloria Steinem. Third, fourth wave feminism. So that's it. Memory Keeper says, yes, we are the culture bearers. Yes. So we have to say no. No, this is not acceptable. And we have to stop this madness. The whole world needs mother energy. Yeah, yeah. My granddaughter is 14. Gender bending is all over her school and all her teachers are women. Yeah, there you are. I mean, if you look on, they have like the liberals of TikTok. It's all women teachers, not all, but mostly women teachers that are trying to impose a lot of this stuff on children. Craziness. So I don't know. I mean, to have a child in these schools at this time, you can't reform the schools 100%. They need to be totally just done away with. The Board of Education, all this people, they need to all go. It has to be built up after it's taken down. I don't know another way to do it, unless you all have another suggestion. But it's so crazy. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. What are you all saying? I know I kind of went a little bit ranty, right? You're saying China stopped all showing of wealth on social sites. Oh, did they? Yeah, they're changing. No is our power. Exactly. Defund the schools. Yeah, they need to be defunded. They absolutely do. Is programming our children and grandchildren to believe this is okay to do this, especially single parent homes and our children and grandchildren. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but we have to do it, women. We've got to do a lot of this work. Hey, Tracy, we are the nurturers as well. Yep. Yeah. Well, bring back shotgun weddings. I agree. Yeah. It shouldn't be okay to, a guy shouldn't feel so comfortable that he could spread his seed all over and have it easy. I mean, yeah, we got to get back to that that type of like holding people accountable. You can't just have it that easy. Somebody's brother, somebody's uncles used to, come and have a meeting, a sit down meeting. So, I mean, it's on both parts, but I'm just saying more from, I put this squarely at the foot of women because to me, this is my opinion that we wanted to get into these spaces. We were fighting to get into the spaces of corporate America, of this, of that. I'm from Philadelphia, where we had a school for girls, a high school called Girls High, and then they had the school for boys called Central. Well, guess what? Girls fought. They went to court so they could integrate Central. So Central is not a boys' school anymore. It's boys and girls. But guess what? Girls High is still girls. But when the girls wanted to go to Central, I didn't agree with that because I'm like, you got Girls High. Why are you not happy with having a girls' high school just across the way from the boys' high school? No, you have to infiltrate the boys' high school. That's not right. And that's what I'm talking about that I don't like. And that's why I'm putting it at the foot of women. We fought to be soldiers on the front line. We fought to be CEOs and all this stuff. And we think this is so cute. Meanwhile, what's happening to the children? Because you don't want to be in the kitchen. That's such a bad place to be. Well, this is what it's gotten us right here. This is why we're having this discussion, because this is called progressivism. It keeps progressing. It keeps progressing. It doesn't stop. It keeps going on and on. Men are getting wombs. They're going to have babies, and you are going to be called a birthing person. How disrespectful. But this is the Ouroboros of feminism. Thank you very much, Gloria Steinem, and your sidekick, the black woman, whatever her name is, the mule. So black women, you got to get yourselves together too and stop being tools for people like Gloria Steinem and BLM. Tools, mules and tools. And you know what they do with a tool when they're finished with it? They break it and they get rid of it. That's what a tool is useful for. There's no retirement plan in being a tool and a mule. Okay, that's it for me. I'm sure I've lost some friends. I'll look at my Facebook. If you're waiting to be my friend on Facebook, I'm sure this live stream will it'll free up space. It's only because I just don't have space. I'm sure today I'll have space. Yeah. Hadn't done one of these in a while. So I'll be freeing up some space on Instagool. I'm not allowed to like your posts. They've given me a warning. I'm on my second Instagool. I love that Paul Romano. He calls it Instagool. I love it. So Instagool just sent me a warning that I'm on thin ice with them. So if you're wondering if I'm acting bougie, that I'm not liking your stuff, I'm not following you back, it's because Instagool doesn't allow me to do anything anymore. I'm in the doghouse. So I can't like your stuff, especially you, Karen. I don't know what it is. Every time I look and I see Karen at the top of the thing, I want to like her stuff. It says, this is going against our community policies. Even me liking your stuff is going against community policies. So I can't like your stuff. I can't follow you back. I'm not trying to, act like I'm too high and mighty, okay? It's Instagool. What are you going to do? Cheers. Cheers, girls. Look at what we've got. It's girl power. Girl power. Look at what girl power has gotten us. So what's going on? Let me see what's going on. I've been a bad girl. Let's see, Anthea. Hello, Anthea. Oh, the nice, scary. Yeah, I won't be on Instagold too much longer, but I will be on Telegram. I don't think I could do too much damage on Telegram, but yeah, I'll be there. MJ is saying Steinem wearing the abortion shirt while throwing up the. Yeah, you saw that picture? She's proud of her abortions. Paul Romano, that's his name. Yes, Paul Romano is so hilarious. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. Just remember, I identify as fully jabbed, and I want everybody to respect that. Abby says, I haven't listened to Paul Romano in a long time. He had a lot of yeah, he's so funny. Yeah, when he called it Instagool, every time he says it, I almost fall out. Destiny Rose, hello. A little naughty can be nice. Yes, yes. Roxanne, what do you say? Here's to the rebels. Here's to you, rebels. Rebel rousing. What am I drinking? It's blueberry herbal tea with lemon. So, thank you all. I'll end it here. And if you want to give your bad host, if you want to tip your bad hostess for the bad behavior tonight, you can do it there. I want to thank you all for your lovely tips. Thank you so much. I love you all. Let me see what you're saying. Lori is saying, I essentially retired in 2020, though in a bit old enough. I'm happy as a clam to be in the kitchen and the chicken yard and whatever room you're in. Careers are, yes, they are overrated. Careers are overrated. Girls, what did we think we were getting going into the boardrooms and trying to compete with all those? Oh, the corporate world is so creepy. I strive to go against their community policies, their policies. Cheers to you, Lori, for going against community policies. That sounds good. Yes, let's get in the kitchen and make some cookies, okay, for the kids. Ginger orange tea, peel tea. I can't talk. That sounds yummy. Yum, yum, yummy. Yes, so I will see you all soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but if you want to get out of the cities, you're thinking about doing the tiny home thing, listen, contact us at Solis Steel Structure. Let me tell you, Texas is very good with the tiny homes. Let's see, who else? Texas, Florida, very, very friendly for tiny homes. If you want to downsize, you're looking for other options, we got solutions for you, okay? Contact us, and I love you all. Love badass. It's too boring, right? I knew that my opinions aren't as popular in some spaces, but I'm glad that you could at least accept that this is my opinion. Nixon, thank you. Good night to you. Thank you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Good night. Thank you so much. You said I can't even get a job. I'd rather be baking. I know you could be baking bread instead of bread and circus. How about let's make bread? Lisa, our beautiful sister Lisa, she shared a lovely bread recipe, like flatbread. Oh my goodness. Love it. There's dough in the dough. Maybe you could start a bread baking business, right? In my tiny home community, okay? We'll be doing baking breads. Ladies, we'll be doing things like that. Making sure we watch over the children, and people like Glenn can't get close to them. We got to keep Glenn and Jeffrey away from the kids, okay? And all of their elite friends. We got to start keeping an eye on these children. All right, so cheers to everybody. I love you. I will see you soon. Take care.